See this one? The top one, Coke?
Yes.
That's the other most popular one. Equal house would give you just literally that. Every house would have the same degree on it. But
Placidus.
yeah, Placidus I've been using for years. I tried Coke. Some people prefer Coke, but you know what? I've stayed with Placidus and find it very accurate.
What about the new, those here down? The
Ascendant, midheaven, and part of fortune.
no, there is something else that I found, the new planets.
No, those are the asteroids you got on your
Oh,
thing.
the asteroids. So
I don't
how do
think-
you get rid of them?
I'll show you.
I don't know
Okay.
what they are.
Let's, let me show you. For example,
Well, but they name Irit.
let me show you, let me try to do this. Okay, oh, go to preferences here, see it?
Preferences, okay.
And then, see here it says, edit, Elena, would you take Cat?
Okay.
She's old. It's just really
Okay.
stuck.
So, see, it's got display options, chart printing options, aspect orbs, interpretation options, and so I think edit chart points. Should be doing it here. Major asteroids. Okay, see how they're checked?
Oh, I have to go to major.
It says choose major asteroids. Okay, so we're going to get rid of these. I don't want them on mine. Okay, so you click them off, and we take and hit OK. Now they're not going to show up in here.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
That's good to know.
So here's one here that was somehow got through. Now also when you do an interpretation, watch this. Let's say I want to do a NATO report. This is your NATO report, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, I can't do it from here? No. Yeah, well it won't be in there because we got rid of them. Okay. Now, well, we're going to talk about a couple things. The first thing you do in a chart is you want to know what the transit Saturn is. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay, I would put two things in your chart because I'm going to teach you two things in the new course. But I would put transit Saturn and transit Jupiter. There's only two I find to be important. But transit Saturn, very important. So we go to up here, display. And we're going to go transit by will now. See that?
Transit by will.
That's the second one down. You can't miss it. And see what the third one is? What's the third one say?
Progressions
There.
by
That's,
will.
those are only two things you need to hit. So we're going to go first to transit. Watch this. So let's assume let's do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to your chart. Let's start out doing the right things.
Mhm.
Let's see if I can get that open. And so let's see if you're in here. You should be.
Yeah.
No? You're not in here. You're probably on the other computer. Oh gosh. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's just do this. Close this. Cancel. Let's just do a quick chart. Okay, so we're going to go File, and we're going to go New. New chart. Okay. And give me your birth city.
Buenos Aires, Argentina.
R. How do you spell? R.
Buenos Aires, A-I-R-E-S. Aires, but Argentina. No,
Oh, you know what
country.
we got to do first? We got to get out of here.
That's it.
Okay. And so we're looking for
Argentina.
Argentina. Okay. PQR.
That's it.
Okay. And give me your birthday.
Put 08/16,
Okay.
1947.
And time.
We put 1:30.
Let's do the
yeah.
new chart. Yeah. 30. Let's leave a new 131. That's what came up. And so we just hit, it's Placidus. That's what we want, right?
Plus.
And we just go, okay. There's your new chart. Look what happens. See how I
Oh,
told you?
here we go. Now,
That's your
now
chart.
it's me.
That's
Now
your
it's
chart.
me.
I really believe it. You know?
Now I can see myself
Isn't
there.
that amazing? Look at how they all move that house. So, now, that gives you also something else, Sagittarius rising, which is the sage, sagacious, wise person. I am, first house, Sagittarius, I am sage. You'd also relate to me more with that, Sagittarius ascendant.
The curiosity is stronger than
And Jupiter, look at this in Scorpio, in the house of the mystic, this 12th house. The house
that's
of,
me.
this is the prophet, and this is the house of what? Beliefs. This is Scorpio, this is secrets. You're good at getting secrets out of people. That's Jupiter, bringing light to the secrets of the mystic. I mean, it's all tied in here, look at this. And this is a much better chart.
Yes, this is
Mars in Cancer in the 7th, conjunct Uranus. Mars in Cancer in the 7th. This is probably also, this is your mate and your relationship. This shows pain and suffering through that. I think it's probably dealing with his sickness, all these things Mars would tend to bring. In the home, Cancer in the 7th. You see all this?
yeah.
I think this is accurate. I have a feeling
Yeah,
it's
yeah, this looks like me.
So, let's say now, okay, we have this, I'm gonna print this, so we go file, print, we're gonna print, I'll print a couple of them for you so you have them. And you can play with them, okay? Now, we print that, and now, actually I should have got another one, but let me do, because I wanna write on it. Print, let's do another one. We'll do a third one. Elena? Oh, you're already in there? Did you go in that room?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I want, there should be 3 of them coming off, honey. So, I'm gonna do 2 more charts also, Elena. Okay, so here we've done this. Next thing you do in your program, you go to display, you're gonna go down to, because we already have the natal chart already, right?
Yes.
You don't need to hit there.
No.
You wanna go transit by wheel, and then print one real quick. File, print. And we're gonna print one of those. I'll do 2 so you have one and I can have one.
Thank
And
you,
then we're gonna go
sweetie.
to file, we're gonna go to display. We just did transit by wheel.
Yes.
We're gonna do progress by wheel, right? Third one down. You with me?
Yes.
I'm not going too fast?
No, no, it's okay.
Look, there's progression. So now go file, print. This is what you do with every client. You do 2. Okay, they're gonna print. Once we get those off the printer, we have the chart, and now we can come back to the natal. You don't have to display, but you go to display the natal chart again. There's the natal. Now, if you can get those other 2 charts for me, honey, that are on the printer, we'll do this. I'll show her how to do this. I didn't do Jupiter, but I should. Thank you. All right. Oops.
So you can display the aspect by...
Just doing this. Now, what we're going to do, this here's. Now, what we're going to do, this is what? What's that say?
Sagittarius rising.
No, what's that say right there? What I'm pointing.
Transit by will.
Yeah, you want to, what do you want to get the transit by will? Where would you think? What's the transit for? To get what position?
The natal and the today.
Good. Saturn. Saturn's place, where it is
Okay.
right now. So we look on the outer wheel and find Saturn. Oh, it's at 16 Scorpio. Almost 17. It's 1653, right? Right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, 1660 would be the next degree. So I just put 17 Scorpio. You got it?
Yes.
So you put it in here. I go T Saturn like this, and I put 17 Scorpio. Guess what it sits on top of? 2 degrees of applying to Jupiter. And it took 28 years to get all the way around back down to here. It's 56 years really, because it's twice that.
56.
How old are you?
I'm 66.
So it's okay. I'm talking about back to its original place. So it didn't take it that. It took more than that to get to this place because it had to go back to its natal position before it could go there.
Where is the natal position? Is here
Right here.
somewhere. Okay.
See, so at 56 roughly it would have been up there. Okay. Now here's the thing. That's the first thing. It's also I'm going to start teaching you how to do one more thing, and that's transit Jupiter. It's for Leo. I've never taught this before, but I'm going to show you. So if you go here and you put transit Jupiter, At 4, it's almost 5, so let's put 5 degrees Leo. Moves pretty quick. So we got those. Those are only 2 things I'm going to use, and I'll teach you how to use them. The most important is going to be Saturn, because that's Father Time. So these are transit by wheels. Keep this, put it under there. Now, the next thing we need is, let me give you a couple of these. The next thing we need is to read this.
Progressions by will.
Right, and that was the 3rd one down, remember when we did that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to look for your progressed moon. 5
Here we are.
Aquarius. So we put this in here. It's right here, 5 degrees Aquarius. I put P moon. Okay, and what I generally do when I do these, I have a bunch of a box of colored pens up here. We could do it, I guess. Is it right? My helpmate here.
She's wonderful.
She's the best. So what I do is I usually just pick a pen and yeah, these are different colors. These are too dark. That's the yellows I like. So what I do with the progressed moon is I color it in just so it spans out. You know, I want to get its attention. It's right here. And then Saturn, we can use any color. You know, we can use the dark, something dark like that.
Okay.
And then we got transit Jupiter. We can do nice green here if we want, just so it stands out. Okay. And then the other thing is you need to have a list of all of your new moons, right? But before we go there, the first thing you do is you say, "Oh, Saturn's coming up on Jupiter." What's that mean? What's it doing in that chart? It's at 19, and Venus is at 18. So if Venus is being squared by transit Saturn, this is at 17 and this is 18. That's happening right now, isn't it? Okay. So also, this is at 5 Aquarius. This is going to be moving in opposition to all these planets. You see this?
Yeah.
If it moves a degree a month.
Okay.
So if it's 5 now, to get to 15 or to get to 10, it's got to go 5 more months roughly. And it's 2 degrees applying is the rule. 2 degrees applying.
Okay.
So when it reaches these points here, it's going to set off this cross, T-cross. Now, Jupiter, remember how many times I've told you, Jupiter on a cross is what? Ability to do what? Resurrect off the cross. This is coming up to an opposition of Venus, an opposition to Saturn, an opposition to Pluto, and an opposition to Mercury. There may be, and I don't want to be, negative.
No, you can tell
there may
me.
be a death over this period.
Okay, we are expecting it.
Because this is real strong.
That's why the last 15 days I decided to stay here and not to, I was supposed to leave. That's why I'm here.
Okay.
We went to the hospital a couple of times, and I have to say goodbye to
This
the
is
guy.
what this is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's showing now.
Well, it's very strong here. I mean, and the fact is, you remember I told you except there be 2 witnesses to establish something in law?
Yes.
Look what you got. Look at where Saturn is, sitting right on the cross.
Oh.
This is going to be moving over that cross over the next year. Okay, so you've got this. These factors are double indicators. And you got 2. I hadn't even put the new moons in here yet. The new moon would even give more strength to this or take away from some of it. But this is real powerful. Your cross, and it's Jupiter, by the way, which means that as long as you maintain your faith and trust and good, Jupiter will bless you, because Jupiter is saying to you to do what? Praise, give thanks, trust in God. Yeah?
No. I am healing this guy every day of my life. I'm giving him so much light just to go where he has to
make the transition.
Yeah, to make a transition, to go where he has to go,
Yeah.
where he belongs.
Yeah.
Now, this is a man that was a teacher, a silent teacher for me. First, he was dancing with me.
Wow.
And then afterwards, when he couldn't dance anymore, he took my hand and he told me, don't ever be worried.
Wow.
He saw my stress, but
Yeah.
I am a restless personality, so I can get stressed out of
Yeah.
no matter what. Well, he changed my life. He doesn't believe in healing, but he was my healer.
How beautiful.
Isn't this beautiful?
Yeah.
He doesn't believe in
I hope
healing.
my wife talks about me when I'm gone, like you do. Talk about me.
No, no,
Talk
no. This is
about
an
him. Yeah.
angel. But I,
Yeah.
you know,
You know, you.
that's why I am here, and I didn't leave to Canada because all of a sudden we have to hurry to the hospital.
So you're not going, you're gonna be here for the class?
No, sweetie, I am leaving
still
to
leaving?
Canada on the 16th. I want to see my grandchildren.
Yeah, you need to, you need to.
I need
You, whatever class is left, you come to.
But
Don't worry about
I
it.
am afraid that I won't be here and he will pass. What
You
do
know,
you think?
You know, Saturn is the exact square Venus. Within the next 2 months, it's doing its thing. It's going to be doing its thing on Venus, which is your mate, okay? And you know, this hasn't reached the critical point yet, though. You know, it's interesting because there's a little bit of, if this was right down here at another
would be.
10 degrees, it would be exact.
Yeah.
This would be incontrovertible. I mean, I wouldn't know. This tells me there may be a hanging in there with this energy.
So what I want, because I can feel extremely guilty if I am not here.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a nurse coming every day for a couple of hours. But I need to be here
Yeah.
if he's passing. And I didn't see my grandchildren last year because of him. Because
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
It was too much.
I think that progressed moon, not having reached that point yet, may mean you've got another maybe 6, 7, 8 months before that'll happen.
Okay.
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 When it hits when these both pile on there, that's going to be, you know. Thing is, there's still Saturn is pretty strong right on Venus. To be right there exactly now. I mean, in the next 30 days, it's going to reach perfect exact conjunction. It's only got another degree to go till there, and it's 2 degrees applying in its influence, which means that it's doing a big hammer job on that Venus. I wish I could be more specific for you.
But it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. That's why I am here. I didn't leave because a few episodes with his health, but he is already like gone.
Yeah.
But there is something about his spirit that is still
Hanging
there.
in. Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I have to go to see the children,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't want to.
The other thing is, here's what I would say to you though, because Saturn is guilt. Remember?
Yes.
You know that, okay? So it's living in the past, okay? God forbid something happens, you need to praise, give thanks, and trust in good, and know that it's all right. You can't walk in guilt, because if you start doing that,
But I am scared of not being here.
but I'm trying to explain to you, that's Saturn talking.
That's guilt. That's
Yeah,
guilt.
that's guilt.
I know.
So what I want you to do is release that guilt and trust in good. Have faith in good. Know that it's all working together for the highest good, and that everything's in perfect order, in perfect place, in perfect time. Can you do that?
Of course.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what you need to do now. So you go see your grandchild. That's important. You know, I think you'll find when I'm not going to make a prophecy because I don't know it yet. If it was real strong, I'd give it to you. But you know, you're moving up to it.
Yeah, I
You know,
know.
so-
And I with consciousness
Yeah.
and with love.
Yeah.
So that's important.
And we need to get you a list of new moons. I want to get that for you. Give me that. Remember that thing Elena had a minute ago? She opened it up. Or was there? There it is.
book?
The writing board down there. See it there? That's it. Move that. See that? Yeah. Let me get. I think I have some there. Let me get those for you. Okay. So the third witness is the new moons. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the new moons. What did I do with them? I thought I had. I made them one time for the class. Maybe I took them out of here. This is the list of students, you know, that came to classes and things like that over the years. Whatever we captured, we didn't get them all. Now, Elena, if you got a moment in a minute, actually, I'll do it. Let me get up and go.
No, I'll do it.
Look in the stack of papers, see if there's new moon chart there. Paper that says new moons. Would you put them down there?
May.
Okay.
You got it. That was quick.
Voila.
Thank you,
Best to
sweetie.
send. Okay.
There's something that's wrong
Let
here,
me
but
see.
you corrected it.
Wait a minute. This is from January.
Too old?
I did a
That's
new one.
okay.
I did a new one.
Okay.
It should be on. Probably was on my desk for a while.
Oh, I know where to look for it.
Okay. You can keep this, but that's if you want to look back over the year. you
Okay,
know,
very
but-
good.
yeah. But if you go to this month, what is this month? This is August.
August.
Well, we want to go to July because the last new moon would have been there at 4 Leo. Okay? So, what you would do, and I do when I do a chart, is I put these new moons in here. 5 Leos on that cusp, right? So I had new moon, and I said it was at 4 Leo, so it's right here, 1 degree from that cusp, 4 Leo. And then I go to the next one. 3 Virgo is 826. I put new moon like this, and I go 3 Virgo. Then I go to the next month. Okay, and then I say, September it's going to be 1 Libra. So you go new moon, 1 Libra. See that? Okay? Okay, 1 degree Libra. So that way, these, if they all combine, it's irrefutable almost. I've never seen them miss. It's like the pulling the slot machine, you know, and all of them line up, and you say, oh boy. Now in this case, you got 2 of them though, real strong hitting. This is opposing Mercury. It's kind of interesting too, because Mercury is travel, and the 9th house is long journeys, which is foreign lands as well, right? And if this is triggering the Mercury, which is setting off this anxiety about travel, right? And then Saturn sitting here squaring Venus, which is the threat against your mate. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Against his life and health. And it's not only is it squaring exact 17 and 18, but it's also
I can't find it. Je n'en ai pas.
oh, okay. If it's not there, it's not
find
there.
it.
Don't worry about
Do you
it.
have all this?
Huh?
I think I have them. I think so. But thank you so much. I will have them again. Thank you, sweetie.
Yeah.
So basically, it's funny because you're worrying about the travel, and that's Mercury.
I am
And it's-
very worried about
And
it.
the 9th house, being the 9th house, is the long journeys. Okay, where are you going?
I'm going to Canada. I was
Yeah, but
supposed
that's
to go.
another country.
Yeah, but I was supposed to go to Chile for 2 years this year. I'm not going to visit the grandchildren there. I am suffering about it, but I cannot go with this guilt on my shoulders.
We just talked about that. And You're
Yes.
going to release it.
I have to release it.
And also, I want you to hear something you just said to me.
Yeah,
I am what? What's the most holy of holy words you ever say?
I am.
I am. What God say? You tell him that I am sent you. I am is the holy of holies. And what did you just say? I am suffering. You see? You see how you're doing it? You're
Okay.
creating it.
I changed the tickets and I canceled the trip to South America.
Yeah.
What the?
But that's all that Mercury opposition, that progressed moon. See, that's doing that now. That's happening right now. Mercury is all about what? Your thoughts, your idea. Thoth is Mercury. The ancient name for Mercury was what? Thoth. The the Egyptian name for Mercury was Thoth. So you're going through all this conflict of thought, right? About travel, which is Mercury, right? The messenger of God's Mercury, right? And dealing with all these issues that have to do with that, and long journeys, which is your 10th house, which is your 9th house rather, which is your foreign lands and things like that. Even Canada's a foreign land.
Oh yeah, it's a
So
small one.
you're dealing with all these issues right now, and the chart's talking to you and saying things to you about that, you know? So
That's so interesting.
yeah.
And this is my conflict, and I had a ticket to go to Chile last year, and I didn't go, and I'm not going this year, and I lost the money. But it's like I cannot afford to be.
Prisoner.
My daughter told me, "Mommy, you are there waiting for a death." No, I'm not waiting for a death. I have to be there for the death.
Yeah.
That's something different.
Well, here, let me just say something to you. You don't have to be there, quite truthfully. In spirit, you are there. First of all, I don't know how to tell you this. When I say you're in perfect time, perfect place, and you need to kind of let go of things, part of that is the wisdom of Jupiter speaking. Jupiter says, I am that I am. I'm going to, I don't have to be here. In the spirit, I am here. Okay. The main thing is not let Saturn start tripping you out with all the guilt. Okay, that's not what's going to make you whole. It's going to divide you.
Exactly.
And what does Saturn do? Divide and conquer. How does he divide you? Divide you in your decision making. It's like going into, an ice cream parlor and you got 33 flavors to choose from. It was great, I was gonna go get an ice cream, now I'm really confused. So,
You're right, you're
here,
right.
keep this is yours. That's what we did today.
Thank you
You've got
so
the new
much.
moon chart, make sure you get that. That's good enough for now.
Wonderful.
And,
There will be another class when I come back from Canada, but I have to make it, I have to visit the grandchildren. This grandma can hardly live without them.
you need to. You absolutely need to go there, yeah.